What's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Andrea René Abroad, where I talk about Peace Corps, travel, and working abroad. My name is Andrea and I'm a returned Peace Corps volunteer who served in Nicaragua from August of 2016 to April of 2018. I am now coming up on my final days here in Australia, where I've been working as an au pair for a family with 3 young children here in Melbourne. If you are curious to find out more about my experience as an au pair, I highly recommend that you check out my channel, where I've recently just uploaded a video about my overall experience here in Melbourne as an au pair. But as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all about a recent day trip that I took here in Melbourne, Australia with the tour guide group Fun Addicts. This was my 3rd tour with this particular tour group and I had an amazing time again, so I wanted to share my experience with all of you. As I said, I took 2 trips this weekend, so if you haven't checked out my video on Phillip Island, I will link that up above. I took that trip this past Saturday, and then on Sunday morning I woke up bright and early for my 8 a.m. bus to Wilsons Promontory, or as the locals call it, Wilsons Prom. Wilsons Prom is really far away from Melbourne, even farther than Phillip's Island. I swear I was in the car for like 5 hours. We left the Central Business District, or the CBD, they don't say downtown here, at 8 a.m. and I did not get out of the car until 12:30. We did have one pit stop, luckily, so I was able to use the bathroom and get some coffee, but we were pretty much on the road all the way to Mount Oberon until 12:30. Our first hike was to Mount Oberon, which was absolutely amazing, but right when I got to the summit, it started to pour like completely, and you're so exposed because you're at the summit of a mountain. So I was like hugging my camera with my back to the wind so that it wouldn't get wet. I actually like took off my baseball hat and set it right on top of my camera with like the bill of the hat over the lens, and it actually did work. Pro tip, if you ever get caught in a rainstorm and you have a baseball hat, take it off and put it on top of your camera, and it works great because I didn't have my umbrella. The rain eventually passed and I was able to look out on the beautiful scenery. I could see the ocean from where we were, which was very lovely. The one downside of this particular summit is it must have not been a protected enough area because there was 2 cell phone towers, which was like a little bit annoying, but I get it, you know, they need to put the cell phone towers in high places. But anyways, the hike down was really beautiful as well. It was just really green. I ran into another American at the summit and he was from Philadelphia, and he was like, oh, this reminds me of the Olympic Peninsula in Washington, Olympic National Park. And I have been to that particular national park, and I would agree on a certain level, but there weren't any like fir trees here in Wilsons Prom, you know, because it is Australia. There's not going to be too many fir trees, but really lovely area. The next place that we went to on this particular tour, because again it was a guided tour, was Tidal River. It's just exactly what it means, you know, it's a river that rises and lowers with the tide. There was it was actually like a proper campground that had its own general store and a gift shop. We were able to get food there, which was good, use the bathroom, and then we went on this walk along the Tidal River, and on that walk I saw a wombat. My theory was, if I am walking the fastest and I'm ahead of the rest of my group, maybe I will get to see some wildlife, because if I was with the pack, I would think, okay, the animals would hear us and get scared and rush off. So I stayed ahead of the group so that I would get the chance to possibly see a wild animal, and I did. So the little wombat, well actually he was a pretty big wombat, he came out in the trail right in front of me, and so I was able to like sneak forward and get a few photos of him. I feel like now I can say that I've been to Australia because I have seen a wombat. Then the trail led all the way to Squeaky Beach. So it's called Squeaky Beach. It's really fine sand. It wasn't squeaky, but it's really fine white sand, really lovely, and yeah, we were able to just kind of relax on the beach for a bit. I was able to talk with different people in the tour group, so it was a very nice experience. After that we had one last destination, and they actually didn't have a name for it, but it's this one area down in Wilsons Prom where a lot of kangaroos and wombats roam about, and it was pretty sunny, and wombats and kangaroos don't really like to be in like full on sunlight, so we had to wander back a little bit. Didn't see any wombats there, but there were so many kangaroos, like definitely more than I was expecting. You know, I would have been happy to just see one kangaroo, but there was even more than that. Like there were I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 kangaroos that were there in the shade. So that was just super cool. And again, I feel like I can say that I've been to Australia now because I've seen wild kangaroo. That was pretty much our day at Wilsons Prom. Absolutely gorgeous. I would definitely recommend it. If you haven't checked out my other videos on the various day trips that I took here from Melbourne and you're wondering what to do during your time here in Melbourne, I highly recommend that you check out my other videos. And then because I've been here for 4 months, I was able to do a lot of day trips. So if you're going to be here for less time, maybe you can look at them and decide which one you might like best. I hope you have enjoyed this mini series of day trips out of Melbourne. This is my last one in this series. So thank you for watching, and check out my channel if you're interested in finding out more about Peace Corps or being an au pair.